Good morning. It's Tuesday, the 6th of February 2024. Welcome to Family and Values. Of course, the traffic has not been friendly these few days, and you can understand that the roads are choked up. Okay, today is going to be another interesting day on the show. It's going to be a show where we'll be discussing things that will be beneficiary to families, something that you really don't want to miss. My name is Joy Abu, and of course I'm not doing this today alone. I'm doing it with the beautiful Olori seated in her green sparkling attire. Good morning.
A beautiful morning to you. How was your night? I hope you had a rest.
Let's leave that.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. And today being Tuesday, if you are coming through Ikeja, be prepared. Mark your way, make sure you plan your route very well, because it's very important for you to know that the Lagos State Ministry of Works are working and doing certain things along Kodeso Bridge, and you really need to look for a connecting route, okay, so that you not get yourself trapped, especially when you have a time appointment to meet up with. My name is Adejoke Adoli David, and it's Family and Values. I hope you're ready for us. You can join us on our social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. We are live. So be part of the show as we commence today's program.
Today's traffic, we just give God the glory. I don't know what's happening since yesterday.
Nothing is happening.
It's just the work, the regular, the thing that, but today it seems different.
The fact that little diversion.
Yes, I think that's one of the reasons why.
Projects here and there being put to.
Those of us coming all the way from Ayo, but we are having a whole lot of work done. So there is so much of traffic. And now Ikeja is something else. It's on. No. It's just jam-packed. Well, it's okay. Let's go on our quick mini future so that we'll give you an idea into today's topic. And when we return, we'll join our Zoom guest about the surviving hardship economy, the surviving hard economic on single parents. And today you would understand in the society that things are not really going on very well. So you can imagine a single parent struggling with the financial economy. But we are joined on with our Zoom guest to give us tips on how single parents can survive this period and still maintain a lifestyle that will still be beneficiary to them and the children. Okay, we have our Zoom guest on standby. Her name is Gloria Oluwatosin. Good morning, Gloria Oluwatosin. She is an entrepreneur. She owns a fashion house, an actress and a filmmaker. Good morning, ma.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Gloria. How are you this morning?
Good morning.
Fine, thank you.
Okay.
Okay. If I know you've been joining the show from the onset, and today we are talking about surviving hardship economy on single parents, and you understand that this period is really a trying one for families. And then talking about single parents, you can understand what they are going through right now. So can you quickly tell us the simple tips how single parents can survive this present economy without really going through so much of hustles?
Well, from the introduction, basically a lot has been said. To survive this harsh economy, I was almost saying crazy economy, but it could get better. First and foremost, as a mother, you have to have a good budget. Every month, you must have a list of your expenditure, and you need to stick to it. Personally, I don't have to change my budget. Basically, if I have to make changes, I just add maybe one or two things that, are new, that just came up. But mostly, I have a budget, and as soon as the money comes in, I just, send them to where they're supposed to be, and I know I'm settled for the month. So it's very, very important for every single mother. Have a budget, and then you stick to it. Then you have to prioritize your necessities. It's not everything you have to do. You choose what you need to do and you do it. Do you understand? We know what it is now, and the fuel in the economy, and the price of fuel. You can't just be going everywhere. Do you understand? If except that those places that you have to go are important, please go. But if it's not, please stay at home, because the more you go out, the more you burn fuel, the more you spend money. So it's really, really important. Then you have to take advantage of the resources that are available. Sometimes, pride comes in. Some people want to help, but, we don't really want to expose ourselves. We hide ourselves, we hide our problems. But sometimes you just have to open up. You have to open up to people that you feel, I'm sure in your heart, you will know people that are genuinely wanting to help and to assist you. So, make good use of them. Yes, in this country, we don't have government support to support, mothers, even our children, especially from, single parents. Abroad, we have, the system is there. Here, we don't. But for me, sometimes I just have to hide my pride. When things are being distributed in my church, I go for it. And then they have the Department of Care. If it's so bad, look, I swallow my pride and I work and I tell them, please, I'm in need of this assistance, and truly they help. Do you understand? And some people on their own just come up to me and they want to help, and I open them and say thank you. I show gratitude and I accept. So sometimes swallow your pride and accept this support, and then give thanks to God.
Okay, Oluwatosin, I want to ask. Hello, Oluwatosin.
Yes, please.
Hello, Gloria. Okay, so it's
yes.
so good to have you on the show. I love the fact that you said swallow your pride. Don't be, humble yourself. That's just the way it goes as a single parent. Yes. Now, I want to find out, are there specific kind of jobs or business that you think as a single mother could walk through, especially when you have children between from the time of 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. What kind of job do you think they should go into? Because many will come to us and say, I need like 1 million naira. I want to get a shop. I want to just to get the shop. Yes, I have that experience with someone very close to me, and this really, went on. Like, if you use 1 million to get shop, how much will you use to stock it? So, what particular kind of job do you think they should put in for, and what kind of business do you think they should walk through that will help them?
Thank you very much for that question. That's a very, very good question. Now, as an individual, you need to search yourself. What can you do? What do you like to do? What, because everybody is doing one thing and you think they are succeeding, doesn't mean that you will do well in that particular thing. You need to search yourself. What are your skills? What are your talents? When you search yourself, what are the things you like? What are the things you envision yourself doing? When you are, done with that process, then it will now help you to know, oh, in this aspect, I can do this. And then you need, if you don't yet have the skills, try and get the skills. In my own case, I remember I used to talk about fashion right from time. I'm this art person, I love to create. Then when it became so hard for me, it was even a friend of mine that called me and said, Gloria, what about your fashion? You've said you've always wanted to do it. And then I said, yes, I still have it in my mind, but in fact, I'll be taking some steps, but I don't have the money to go to the school. And immediately I said that person sent me my first payment. And that's how I started the school. And then before I knew what was going on, somebody sent me and I finished, and that's how I started my fashion business. Now, do I have to go and open a shop? I stay alone with my son. I have a free space in my house. And then the next thing, I have to convert that place to my workshop. Do you understand? Because going out there to go and look for shop, the stress of going to look for shop, the money you have to pay, do you understand? And then maybe you already have something else that you are doing. This is like a second job. You just have to try and think and see how you can make it work. And I know that with that knowledge, whatever it is you want to do, you will succeed, you will do it, and you will do it well. And with the fact that you keep seeking for knowledge how to, make your business work, you will, because we are in the time of information. So it's not an excuse to say that you are not informed. There are many things you can do, and there are different ways by which you can gain the skills and knowledge. Thank you.
Okay, I love the fact that you talked about fashion now. You know, a lot of single parents have gone into the normal 8 to 5 p.m. nature of job. And most of them will tell you that time is the constraint to coming back from work, having another side hustle, taking care of the kids. Now, they are the only ones taking care of these kids. Are there some kind of jobs that, or let me put it this way, is it right for them to get jobs also that would add to their regular collar jobs that they have already? Is it healthy enough? Looking at the fact that they'll struggle with getting to the office, they'll struggle with taking care of kids, mentally, everything, do you think it's still healthy for them to add another side hustle to it?
For me, I think it is. It's all about planning. It's all about knowing your time and knowing how to manage your time. Do you understand? So it also depends on that individual. If you think you need a side hustle, you just have to look for the side hustle that would still give you time to handle your first job, and then still be there for your children. If you are able to get that, then yes, it's okay. It's all about planning. Thank you.
Now, if I want to start a business as a single mother, is there need for a particular amount of capital? Is capital, that is needed? Maybe 20K, 10K. Can I start a business as a single mother?
And again, yes, you can, depending on that particular business that you want to do. I will give you an instance.
Okay.
A lot of those things you are asking and talking about, I have experienced all. I'm into formulation, but what I decided to, I did something on hair oil that will make your hair grow. I have a very long hair. It's something I have been doing. I remember when I had to travel to India, that's when I got that knowledge on using herbs. Yes. When I looked at it, I found that it doesn't entail a lot of capital. Starting small, and then you grow it. So it depends on that particular job that you want to do. If you do not have that capital, you can as well save towards having that capital to do it. The most important thing is you want to do it, let it there in your mind. You have that vision. Then you have to plan towards it. The money is not there, or your money is not enough, start saving towards it. Do you understand? If you need to get the bank loan, if you think that the job is, the work will, bring back the profit, and then you have enough rollover, yes, go ahead, go take the loan. But you have to be sure that it's not going to be a bad loan that you cannot pay. Do you understand? So I would advise that, you do not have the money at that time, save towards it. And then once you are able to, go for it. So yes,
thank you very much.
Money, you can start. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Gloria Oluwatosin, for joining us on our Zoom today. We really appreciate it. And thank you. Yes, if you do not have the money, you can save up and start. That's what she's trying to say. And yes, it's possible to combine your 8 to 5 p.m. job with a side hustle as a single mom. Really appreciate you for being on the show today. Thank you very much.
Have a lovely day.
Okay, so we'll go on a word of marble, and when we return, our second Zoom guest is on standby to join the conversation. See you soon. Okay, welcome back. We've been discussing surviving harsh economic as a single parent, and our first Zoom guest had just had a conversation with us. We are linking up with our second Zoom guest to join the conversation in the person of Godwin Robinson, of course, the regular guest on our show. He is the CEO of Rainbird Nigeria Limited. He's a writer, he's a public analyst. Good morning.
Good morning, Robinson. How are you? I can see you're in transit.
Good morning.
Yes, I'm on transit, but I'll pull over in the next 2 minutes because I want to concentrate on your questions and be able to answer them. How are you guys today? Good morning.
We are fine. We miss you in the studio. I was thinking we'll have you in person in the studio, yes, but it's good you're joining us via Zoom. Quickly, while you okay, I think you've pulled up now. I wanted to ask now, we are talking about surviving harsh economy as a single parent. Do you think there are certain steps that single parents can take to survive this present economy? And when I'm talking about single parents, I'm not just referring to women, I'm talking generally everyone on that table of a single parent.
Yeah, thank you for the question. First of all, I want to appreciate the first speaker. She did justice to that. But now let me add to what she has said. We are seeing new norms in the society. We are seeing a lot of changes, role changes in the family. Then the normal 8 to 5 job is also becoming very tasking. The take homes are not enough, and you find out that the husband and the wife have to pull their resources together to be able to take care of the children and also pick the bills. And then when it's a single parent, like I always say, you have to double your efforts. You have to do more because you are doing two people's job, and that is it. So having said that, I want to start from the family. We parents these days, bringing up your children, you don't just have to say, I sent them to school. Like my own children, I didn't just send them to school. I have to also look at their passion by the side to develop their passion. I don't know if you're listening to me. To develop their passion, something they can do without a certificate, okay? And a skill that they can develop, and we invest on them. This is very, very important because there could be some time that the certificate might not be enough. Then you have to think outside the box. You have to do something by the side. You have to create multiple streams of income. And this is very, very important. Like when you are a single parent, you have to do all these things. So it comes to the issue of creating a business by the side. There are a lot of businesses you can create. It's yes. There are a lot of businesses you can create.
Okay, Godwin, I want to find out, you said we should try and look at their passion. Okay, now looking at those children's passion, I believe some single parent has actually taken advantage of this with their children, especially when they have those children and the skills they have learned is really coming up very well. We have some parents of this, this Gen Z setup have decided to just encroach on those children's hard work and the skills that is bringing money in, and some just decide to put it aside. What do you think this particular young adults, can do to help them to be able to save? Because sometimes they may try to tell their parents, Mom, but I gave you so amount yesterday, and I expect you to manage it this way. You understand what I'm trying to say? That kind of communication and scenario between parents, a single mother and the son or the daughter. And it's like, but I have to do this, I have to. What do you think such young children between the age of 16 or 18 who are ready to support their parents or their mother or the father who's a single parent right now, what do you think they can do to help them guide their parents or guide the way they manage their funds when the skills start bringing out incomes?
Okay, thank you very much. Let me put it this way. Businesses are easy, and they become very easy to execute when you have your passion lined up with this business. This is where people are missing it. This is the reason why you see a lot of people trying to start a business because they need the money, or they need some money. They need to multiply their income and all that. They collapse on the way, and it doesn't work. So every business you want to do will require passion from you, passion that is much more than hunger. Passion that is much more than hunger, much more than poverty. Passion that is connected to what you love to do, because this is what holds you when the business has not started paying, when the proceeds from the business are not yet coming in. Then when you talk about the Gen Z generation, you look at it this way. Every child has some passion. For instance, my first daughter, I keep some options before you. Now, in these options I have to keep, business options I have to drop before you, I will have to look at you, what I have observed around you, things I have seen as your parent. Then I'll drop them as options. And I ask,
Hello, Godwin, are you there? Can you hear us? I think he's having a bit of this thing. He will join us soon. I think it's a network issue, maybe where he is on transit. But like he is saying, we should talk about passion when it comes to business. Now, I understand where you are coming from. You are coming from the point of savings. Okay, Godwin, are you back on track?
Yes, I'm back. Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Back.
Welcome.
So, okay, thank you. So you have to look, they are still in school, something that will not move them totally away from education, because they also need education. So something that they could do as a part-time thing, so they'll go ahead and learn that. You could talk about fashion designing, like my daughter, okay, when she was schooling abroad. Before she went, I had to ask her, I dropped options before her, she picked fashion designing. And then she did it. And when she got to school, she was living in the school, and she was able to buy a machine and all that. And then she was doing it for some African students, and she was collecting their money. And then I found out that she would come and tell me, I don't need so much from you, I don't need all that. Now, this is it. Then my second daughter happened to be an environmental photographer. This is also something I dropped before her, and then she has to choose. Then my third daughter also, let me not bother you with my own personal story. But you see, they love a lot of things. They could talk about being a photographer, being into photography, anything at all. Being catering, doing pastries and all that. So you drop something that they could do by the side. That is children now supporting their parents. So there are a lot of things they can do. And you ask them, some could even venture into IT.
Godwin, before my time. Hello, Godwin. Before my time is taken away from me by Joy. What I want you to talk about is this. We are not just looking at the single parenthood alone. You as a father, you have been able to, guide your children in this house. But what I'm looking at is this. We have some parents who take advantage of the fact that their children are doing this particular skills and they are making money out of it. I'm not talking about Yahoo now or any other business. I'm looking at skills that they have learned. Like, okay, for instance, a girl who is doing sewing, a fashion designer in school, sewing for her colleagues, making the money. Suddenly the parents just decide, the mother or the father, who is a single parent, decide to just focus on the financial aspect because the son or the daughter is bringing certain money home. What will be your guide, as in your advice, for such a young boy or a girl who wants to teach or try to curb the way the father or the mother spends money and depends solely on him, even though he's still young? You understand what I'm trying to say now?
Okay, yes, I understand. Okay, now let me look at it from this angle, where a parent is moved to totally depend or take advantage of what the child is doing, and now turning the child to become the breadwinner of the family. That's a very big temptation, and it's not good. You see, passing through these economic challenges and economic climate that is very, very demanding and tasking, demands that one has got to balance a lot of things. You don't make a temporary decision and use it to destroy a permanent situation. No, you don't do that. So if your child is doing a business, maybe your child is into IT, and this child is, you also have to recognize that this child is a child, and the child has to make money, but the child also has to develop herself. So it's a big temptation. You don't have to. Then, but when the child is doing that, what you also have to do is that if you're a child and your parents are trying to depend on you and drop the whole load on you, and then turn you to an adult, turn you to the breadwinner, then switch the roles and all that. No, you have to tell them, mom or dad, it won't work this way. I think you have to look for what you have to do. You have to do this, you have to do that. Then you also have to think about your future. You create your own purse or your own saving pattern and all that, and be able to keep your money aside. And then whatever you want to, like the first speaker talked about budgeting, then whatever you want to keep aside, whatever you want to use to sponsor the family, or whatever you want to use to donate or contribute to the family upbringing and all that, then you do that. So, but the child must be able to separate himself or herself and whatever she does from being a breadwinner of the family. And parents also should be very, very careful. This is not very good, because let me say this to you. There are these different stages of development of a child. And if you don't allow that child to go through the processes of those development, whether it's financials, whether it's whatever, that opportunity comes to this child does not mean that this child should skip those stages. So you have to help those children to go through those stages and go through those patterns so they can come out and form out very well. So parents have got to look at that, and then the children also have got to become very focused and try to make the parents to understand. And sometimes also you could actually look at starting a business for your parents, or looking at what your parents can do also at her age, at his age, and you'll be able to support your parents so that you can also be independent, because you're also going to start your own life. You're also going to marry. You're also going to build whatever you're building, because if you're making a business and all the proceeds that are coming there, you're using it to sustain the family, to sponsor your parent, your immediate family, it is also going to cost you a lot. You find out that before you know it, you are 17, you are 18, but you're carrying everybody in the family. You're not even thinking about yourself. You're finding fun in what you're doing, but you're not thinking about yourself. So I think there should be balancing in this case. Parents should be able to balance it, and the child also should be able to balance it. I don't know if you understand me.
Okay, Godwin, before I let you go, I would like you to briefly, I know you're also a business strategist, and you have ideas about businesses that one can start up. You draw business plans. Quick one, are there businesses that single parents can quickly involve in that are not capital extensive, businesses that they can do at leisure, at spare times, businesses that you know that, okay, fine, as you're doing this business, you can also combine with this. Just those little businesses that you know that, yes, they can actually do without necessarily taking so much from them.
Oh yes, there are a lot of them. Let me say this. Every economic system has the low and the ups and everything. It has the down and up and all that. Now, when there is economic recession or economic problem or challenges in a society, what you look at is what goes. A lot of sectors of the economy, like luxury is going to drop drastically. Then, but you talk about food and pharmaceuticals, they will not drop. Why wouldn't they drop? They won't drop because people are going to eat and they must eat. And that's when people begin to eat junks. And if they eat junks, they're also going to talk about health care. So now, when we're talking about food and pharmaceuticals, you have to look at it this way. There are a lot of divisions of food, right from the agricultural products, taking it from the farm, planting it, and all that, bringing it out to town, and then processing it, and then packaging it, and then taking it to the next store or preparing it as a finished product. You find out that you can actually find a place where you can be there. You can make money from. So there are a lot of businesses. We have, like in Nigeria, we have 200 million people who must wake up every day and brush their teeth and drink water and then eat their food and move from one place to another. So I will always advise people to look towards food and whatever food has to do with. I also think about communication. Communication will drop, but not totally. And then I also think about transportation. When I'm talking about transportation, it goes from selling tickets, okay, for the transport firms, to driving, you understand, and then also servicing their needs at the bus stop or the motor parks. So these are a lot of what business people can do and really make money. What is business? Business is about solving new needs and making a living from that.
You know, it's very easy for you to actually name this. Is there a least capital that you could say with this amount you should be able to start up this particular? Because a whole lot of people have ideas, they really want to go into it, but the finances is the issue. So I want you to be specific. For this amount, you can start up something as small as this.
Okay. Now, business is being controlled by supply and demand. Now, and the next thing that comes into it again is goodwill. And now the next thing that comes into it again is knowledge. Then the last thing that comes into it again is finance. Now, that finance you're focusing on is just one factor in business development that you're talking about. I wouldn't like you to focus on that. For instance, if you you have goodwill where I am and we have good relationship, I could give you my products to go and market. So it's not about the money. I don't like putting money. I develop businesses, so I don't like putting money as the prime thing. No, it's not true. It's not true. Now, if you have a need, maybe you have people that demand for what I deal on, and then you have a good relationship, if you come to collect those things from you and I give you on credit, you should be able to pay me my money back. Now, this is it. So I don't want you to focus on the amount. You can start business even without money. That's what I want to say now. If you have all these other capitals of the business, I talk about goodwill, I talk about the knowledge of the business, I talk about passion, then I talk about your energy and all that, then you can actually start business. If you have all these things in place, it reduces the financial capital that you use to start the business. But if you don't have them in place, you use the money to pay for those things. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So that is it. That's what I'm trying to say. So it's not the finance. No. Like the first speaker talked about borrowing money from the bank. Sorry, I really don't admire that. Why? Because once you borrow money from the bank, the interest comes on it and it puts a weight on the money that you borrowed. And don't forget, you are just starting a business. So I don't like people starting with borrowed money. Start with money from friends that will not have so much interest on it. Then also try to be very, very faithful and honest that if you sell, you'll bring back their money. Don't bring your personal needs into the business, or you load your family needs into the business, thereby putting weight on the business that even the proceeds of the business and the capital of the business is being swallowed by your consumption. Then you also cut your expenses. So that's what I think I want to say. I hope we have enough time and we'll be able to talk about this, and I'll be able to break some things down, because I really know that a lot of families are going.
Of course, we'll do the part 2 of it.
It's not supposed to be so if we have enough knowledge and wisdom.
Okay. I want to say a big thank you, but I want you to give us your final advice, even as you take your leave. Can you give us your final advice to our viewers at home?
Okay. Our viewers, thank you for paying attention. For me, this family values is very, very important. And I must commend Galaxy Television for the good work they're doing. It's not easy in a society as ours right now that are still looking at this angle of the society, which is the pillar that carries every part of the society. Now, what I want to say is this: the economic hardship is not a death sentence. No, the economic challenges is not. The more it gets darker, the more even the flickers of light makes meaning. So what I'm trying to say in essence is that look at where you are, look at where you want to be, look at people around you, look at the needs and what you can be able to do, then you'll be able to fit into it and do it. Business is about needs, it's about demand, it's about necessity, it's about solving problems. And somebody can be a cleaner, a young boy can decide, okay, my mom does not have this, and then you decide to watch the car of the person by the next compound, and you, before you know it, at the end of the month they give you some stipends and all that. So this is what I am trying to say. And then we also cut our time of spending time on the telephone. Sometimes you spend so much time on telephone, or your children, you buy smartphones for them and you don't care. They spend time there, productive time that they could have invested in other things. So I think parents should be able to pay attention to the 24 hours we have and their children also, and look at what they can be able to make out of it. That's what I want to say.
Thank you very, very much. Thank you. It's always a wonderful time having Godwin Robinson on the show. Anytime he comes, we are always receiving feedbacks from whatever he's giving us. We really appreciate your time, and we wish you all the best. Hopefully we'll do a part 2 so that we'll bring you into the studio and we'll give you all the time, because I know you're always having a mall you want to explore, so we'll do that. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Do have a wonderful day ahead of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, now, considering all that Godwin and the first Zoom guest have spoken, what are you going to say concerning the hardship? I know the thing is, the hardship is not just telling on the poor alone. It's gradually going into the houses of the rich. They say the rich do cry too with the rise in dollar and everything.
They do. But it's just that you still have the father and the mother living in the house of the rich, and they are still there. But on the part of a single parent, either a single father or single mother, it has more effect, because what two would have done,
you have one person doing
even
it.
if you have to quarrel, have misunderstanding,
one person will definitely bring the money.
Everything, it will still go.
It will still cushion the effect, but when it's time to pay fees, you will still bring the money.
Rent, you have utility bills, you have the clothing, you know, so many
everything
things.
Is totally
so
on you.
Really on
so
you
it's really weighing. It's really weighing.
If there's an alimony that will come in from your partner at the end of the day, you would have spent so much. You would have put so much on
and most of them don't even get their partners to support them. So most of them don't get their partners to support them. So it's really,
if you are expecting, even if the court has said, okay, give this person a particular alimony at this particular point in time, before that money comes, he will settle himself also, or settle herself. So you still need to find your roots and find your step in the sand of life and water it.
Yeah, you still need to find your step and find your roots.
It's really tough. Really,
it is.
And many will say, how much is it? Maybe I'll send you so amount. The amount you spend.
Now, the thing is, for me, sometimes it's not even how much you want to spend. It's the fact that every day the prices of things are going up. So now the 20,000 you use today is not the same 20,000 you're going to use tomorrow. Definitely. So for every time you're entering the market, in fact, I used to tell people these days, don't go to the market with list. Just go, use what you have and start buying.
You see the video of a man who got to a place to get rice.
And he was already crying.
Something. Said, what is a single father? What will I eat with my children?
So you understand?
And he was weeping. A woman next to her to stand up and had money.
No, it's really telling. It's really a lot.
And if you have them around you, the only thing you can do to support them, encourage them in any way you can. We are not saying you should empty your pocket to just one person, because we have lots of them around you. In your community, as your neighbor, in your church, everywhere, the mosque. So whatever you can, just do to help them. On that note, I want to believe that today's episode is something you need to go back, sit down, reflect on, because it's not an easy thing. And if you are trying to get out of that marriage, if there is no violence, I would advise you should sit back and think again, because nothing in life comes easy. Good and bad work together. But our prayer is that we always have the good. So if you are going through it now, try and sit down, manage it well. And I pray for all those single parents out there, men and female, God will always be your strength. My name is Remain Olori Adlajoke Olori HA. Have a splendid day ahead of you.
It's indeed a very important part that we should understand that at this point, helping, lending a hand is very key. No matter how little, one derica of rice will go a very long way. Like the first guest said, if you're a single parent, swallow your pride. This is not the time to carry your shoulders up. Oh, what will people say? People will always talk. People will always talk. The most important thing is solve your problems. Don't keep quiet. This period, don't keep quiet, please. Depression is real. Don't keep quiet. And if you have opportunity, you know, churches, communities are offering online little entrepreneurs up and down that you could do skills. If you have your skills, please develop them. This is not the time to sit down and say you're waiting for one big money. from your house, start online. You can do a whole lot with your smartphone. It's not all about the social media now. It's about you when you're on social media. What are you selling out to people? Let people come and buy from you. That way it will cushion the effect on you and your children, and of course it will give you a landing selling. This is Family and Values. It's been a very wonderful one. Today's show is very interesting. The topic, I would want you to go back at your spare time. Once you're relaxed, go back, listen to it so that you really understand what we're trying to tell you today. Of course, we are streaming across all our social media platforms. Please download the Galaxy mobile app so that you can always watch us anywhere without complaint. And the numbers displayed are for text messages. Do not call. We won't pick your calls. Anyway, my name is Joy Abu, and I'll see you tomorrow. Myself and Olori. Take care.